Hi, I'm Pleasure Nerd. Today we're going to talk about what you need to consider before buying your first set of alcohol markers. Today I'm going to be drawing in Greyscale using 4 markers and a pencil. Let's get right to it. Alcohol markers are a very fickle medium. They are not like water-based markers and they're definitely not like paints. They work in their own very irritating but very satisfying way. What you won't see on these videos and what you can't experience without actually using them is that alcohol markers can have quite a pungent, quite a strong smell.
You smell really bad.
Some brands are better than others, but if you're prone to headaches due to strong smells or have sensitivities around smells, alcohol markers may be harder for you to use. Now this will change from brand to brand, so I really strongly recommend trying out different brands if you are really adamant that you want to use alcohol markers as someone who is sensorily quite sensitive.
That doesn't make sense.
But don't let this dissuade you from using alcohol markers. I really strongly recommend that you at least try them. Your first pack of markers should be a Greyscale pack of markers. In fact, any new medium that you try within art, I strongly recommend using the Greyscale packs or finding a way to create your own Greyscale version of whatever that medium is. I recommend a Greyscale pack because it means that you don't have to worry about the colours. When you remove colour from the equation, it means that all you need to pay attention to is whether or not the tools are right for you. Because you'll have your highlights, you'll have your midtones, and you'll have your shadows already. You won't need to focus on the values because they're there in front of you in that Greyscale palette. A lot of introductory colourful palettes are beautiful to look at and very attention grabbing in their choice of colours. However, for novices or for beginners or even just people who just want to use these markers for the first time, it can be really disheartening because the colours are difficult to blend and they just don't work. You have to really pay attention to your chosen colour palette, and it's just a lot of extra work on top of trying to figure out if these markers are right for you. If you don't want to buy an entire set, all you really need to buy are 6 individual markers. You'll want to buy a black, a white or clear or blender marker, different brands call them different things, a light, a medium and a dark grey. It's important when you're picking out your greys to pick them from the same kind of temperature family. A lot of alcohol marker companies will label what kind of temperature their greys are. So for example, cool, warm, neutral, ice, or even sometimes blue or green greys are there. By sticking to the same temperature, it means that your illustration will be very cohesive no matter what you do. By mixing up the colour temperatures, it can create a really messy and quite honestly muddy piece. You can start messing around with colour temperatures once you've figured out if the markers are right for you. There's no point in trying to explore that when you are trying to figure out if alcohol markers are the right medium for you and if you even like using them. Do not start with high-end products. Seriously, don't. If you're anything like me, you'll have researched alcohol markers to the nth degree, and there are some brands that are very well known and very well established that are also very expensive. And for just starting out, for just figuring out if you like alcohol markers, that's a lot of money, and you may not even like using them, so that'll be a lot of money you've just flushed away. I recommend starting with more affordable brands like Ohuhu to start with. Ohuhu also provide a little sheet of plastic with their alcohol marker pen sets and their marker pads, so you can use this to pop it behind any sheet of paper that you're drawing on so that you don't draw on multiple pages or draw on the table like I've done. By starting small with a Greyscale set or Greyscale markers and starting with an affordable brand, if you don't like the markers, don't like how they feel, don't like how they smell, if they give you headaches, it means that you've not wasted a lot of money. But if you do like them, you can start adding other sets. You can start exploring other brands. but you've not spent your life savings on a collection of markers that you're never going to use. If you're like, nah, I don't want to have a Greyscale set, I absolutely want my very first set of markers to be colourful, then I strongly suggest finding brands that have themed sets or sets that were made by artists. The ones that I have seen are themed around seasons or specific artists, and they have a really lovely range of light, medium and dark colours, but you will still have to think about colours as you draw, so I really don't recommend a coloured set as your first set for that reason, because you're still going to have to think about that as an element of what you make instead of focusing on whether or not you like the markers. So to summarise about what you should think about when getting your first set of alcohol markers, go Greyscale. Try not to buy high-end or expensive markers as your first set of markers. If you have to buy a coloured set, buy a themed set. I hope this helps you, and I hope that you have a wonderful journey into the world of alcohol markers. Remember to do the YouTubey things, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Bye now. Bye.